Welcome to the Monday reading sessions. And for this first episode, we're going to be listening to 3 poems by Allen Ginsberg. The first poem that we're going to hear this week is called "The Terms in Which I Think of Reality." Reality is a question of realizing how real the world is already. Time is eternity, ultimate and immovable. Everyone's an angel. It's heaven's mystery of changing perfection. Absolute eternity changes. Cars are always going down the street. Lamps go off and on. It's a great flat plane. We can see everything on top of a table. Clams open on the table. Lambs are eaten by worms on the plane. The motion of change is beautiful, as well as form called in and out of being. Next, to distinguish process and its particularity with an eye to the initiation of gratifying new changes desired in the real world. Here we're overwhelmed with such unpleasant detail, we dream again of heaven. But the world is a mountain of shit. If it's going to be moved at all, it's got to be taken by handfuls. Man lives like the unhappy whore on River Street, who in her eternity gets only a couple of bucks and a lot of snide remarks in return for seeking physical love, the best way she knows how. Never really heard of a glad job or joyous marriage or a difference in the heart, or thinks it isn't for her, which is her worst misery. And the next poem that we're going to hear is called "To Aunt Rose." Aunt Rose, now might I see you with your thin face and buck-toothed smile and pain of rheumatism and a long black heavy shoe for your bony left foot, limping down the long hall in Newark on the running carpet, past the black grand piano in the day room where the parties were, and I sang Spanish loyalist songs in a high, squeaky voice, hysterical. The committee listening while you limped around the room, collected the money. Aunt Honey, Uncle Sam, a stranger with a cloth arm in his pocket, and huge, young, bald head of Abraham Lincoln Brigade. Your long, sad face, your tears of sexual frustration. What smothered sobs and bony hips under the pillows of Osborne Terrace. The time I stood on the toilet seat naked and you powdered my thighs with calamine against the poison ivy, my tender and shamed first black curled hairs. What were you thinking in secret heart then, knowing me a man already? And I, an ignorant girl of family silence on the thin pedestal of my legs in the bathroom. Museum of Newark. Aunt Rose, Hitler is dead. Hitler is in eternity. Hitler is with Tamberlane and Emily Bronte. Though I see you walking still, a ghost on Osborne Terrace, down the long, dark hall to the front door, limping a little with a pinched smile in what must have been a silken flowered dress, welcoming my father, the poet, on his visit to Newark. See you arriving in the living room, dancing on your crippled leg and clapping hands. His book had been accepted by Live Right. Hitler is dead, and Live Right's gone out of business. The attic of the past and everlasting minute are out of print. Uncle Harry sold his last silk stocking. Claire quit interpretive dancing school. Bubba sits a wrinkled monument in old ladies' home blinking at new babies. Last time I saw you was the hospital. Pale skull protruding under ashen skin, blue-veined unconscious girl in an oxygen tent. The war in Spain has ended long ago, Aunt Rose. And the final poem for this week is a poem that comes from Ginsberg's, probably one of his most famous books, which is called Howl and Other Poems. And this would be one of the other poems. And this is called America. America, I've given you all, and now I'm nothing. America, $2.27, January 17th, 1956. I can't stand my own mind. America, when will we end the human war? Go fuck yourself and your atom bomb. I don't feel good. Don't bother me. I won't write my poem till I'm in my right mind. America, when will you be angelic? When will you take off your clothes? When will you look at yourself through the grave? When will you be worthy of your million Trotskyites? America, why are your libraries full of tears? America, when will you send your eggs to India? Sick of your insane demands. When can I go into the supermarket and buy what I need with my good looks? America, after all, it is you and I who are perfect, not the next world. Your machinery is too much for me. You made me want to be a saint. There must be some other way to settle this argument. Burroughs is in Tangiers. I don't think he'll come back. It's sinister. Are you being sinister, or is this some form of practical joke? Trying to come to the point. I refuse to give up my obsession. America, stop pushing. I know what I'm doing. America, the plum blossoms are falling. I haven't read the newspapers for months. Every day, somebody goes on trial for murder. America, I feel sentimental about the Wobblies. America, I used to be a communist when I was a kid. I'm not sorry. I smoke marijuana every chance I get. I sit in my house for days on end and stare at the roses in the closet. When I go to Chinatown, I get drunk and never get laid. My mind is made up. There's going to be trouble. You should have seen me reading Marx. My psychoanalyst thinks I'm perfectly right. I won't say the Lord's Prayer. I have mystical visions and cosmic vibrations. America, I still haven't told you what you did to Uncle Max after he came over from Russia. I'm addressing you. Are you going to let your emotional life be run by Time magazine? I'm obsessed by Time magazine. I read it every week. Its cover stares at me every time I slink past the corner candy store. I read it in the basement of the Berkeley Public Library. It's always telling me about responsibility. Businessmen are serious. Movie producers are serious. Everybody's serious but me. It occurs to me that I am America. I'm talking to myself again. Asia is rising against me. I haven't got a Chinaman's chance. I'd better consider my national resources. My national resources consist of 2 joints of marijuana, millions of genitals, and unpublishable private literature that goes 1,400 miles an hour, and 25,000 mental institutions. I say nothing about my prisons, nor the millions of underprivileged who live in my flower pots under the light of 500 suns. I have abolished the whorehouses of France. Tangiers is next to go. My ambition is to be president, despite the fact that I'm a Catholic. America, how can I write a holy litany in your silly mood? I will continue, like Henry Ford. My strophes are as individual as his automobiles. More so, they're all different sexes. America, I will sell you strophes, $2,500 a piece, $500 down on your old strophe. America, free Tom Mooney. America, save the Spanish loyalists. America, Sacco and Vanzetti must not die. America, I am the Scottsboro Boys. America, when I was 7, Mama took me to communist cell meetings. They sold us garbanzos a handful per ticket. A ticket cost a nickel, and the speeches were free. Everybody was angelic and sentimental about the workers. It was all so sincere. You have no idea what a good thing the party was in 1935. Scott Neary was a grand old man, a real mensch. Mother Blur made me cry. I once saw Israel Amter plane. Everybody must have been a spy. America, you don't really want to go to war. America, it's them bad Russians. Them Russians, them Russians, them Chinamen, them Russians. The Russia wants to eat us alive. Russia's power mad. She wants to take our cars from out our garages. Her wants to grab Chicago. Her needs are read Reader's Digest. Her wants are auto plants in Siberia. Him big bureaucracy running our filling stations. That no good. Ugh. Him make Indians learn read. Him need big black niggers hot. Her make us all work 16 hours a day. Help. America, this is quite serious. America, this is the impression I get from looking in the television set. America, is this correct? I'd better get right down to the job. It's true, I don't want to join the army or turn lathes in precision parts factories. I'm nearsighted and psychopathic. Anyway, America, I'm putting my queer shoulder to the wheel. And so those are the 3 poems by Ginsberg for this week. If you liked what you heard, then please consider exploring Allen Ginsberg further. There are links in the description box for being able to order his collected works on Amazon. And please join us again next week when we will have another reading session. Have a great week. Thank you very much for tuning in.